So you just recently wrote about this. And in fact, as soon as the news hit, your post hit as well on LinkedIn. Yeah. How did that announcement affect your long-term technical roadmap?
I have been preparing this for a year. If we go back a year from now, maybe a year and a half, it was very obvious that there wasn't a lot of investment happening in Heroku. And then about a year ago, they got a new CTO, they got a whole bunch of new engineers, they made all these new announcements. And I went, oh, okay, maybe they're coming back. But I'd already gone, what's our plan B? Like that had already formed in my head. So about a year ago, we kicked off a whole development task of developers looking at how we can replace out Heroku completely. So I've already spent 6 figures on this, which annoys me that I had to do it, but I'm very glad I did, because now we're in a situation where our clients contact us and say, oh yeah, this is the plan B. It's not a problem. So first off, there's zero impact to us right now, because what they've stopped selling is the enterprise SKU for Heroku, which means all their enterprise sales people are going away. The platform is still there. And arguably, I can't really see the platform going away, because Trailhead runs on Heroku, Data Cloud runs on Heroku in many ways. You know, there's a lot of core features that run on Heroku. We'd already started building the replacement, and it doesn't affect us right now because they're not selling the Heroku SKUs. So we're already an enterprise customer. We already spend a lot of money every year with Heroku. They're not eager for us to move off the platform. But what we've already started doing is experiments around how can we run our services outside of the Heroku stack and maintain that and do all that sort of thing. So we're well advanced down that line. In 2 years or 3 years or 4 years, if Heroku go, you know what, we're not actually selling Heroku anymore at all.
Or supporting it more, that's the bigger question.
Yeah, I mean, even at that point, I've probably still got another 4 or 5 years on the runway once they stop selling it. So one thing Salesforce are very good at, and this is kudos to them, right? They're a massive company. They have to make product decisions all the time. But one thing they are very good at is they don't turn off something that a client's depending on rapidly. I mean, there are objects and fields and records that you see in the Salesforce system that you look at and you go, and you just know that there's a product manager somewhere going, why is that thing still there? I'm so embarrassed that we built it that way. You know, why didn't we just do blah? It would have been so much better. But they don't get rid of it. You know, it persists because they've got so many clients that have built and invested millions and billions and trillions of dollars on building solutions around that particular quirk, that changing it creates all these other problems. And so they're very, very good at that. So I don't see any short-term impact on us at all. If anything, funnily enough, you know that old PR line, all news is good news? When I announced that, I actually got back in more than one Salesforce AE saying, oh, you know, I've been thinking about StoreConnect for this client, or I got one head of nonprofits for a whole region reach out and say, hey, we've been seeing more StoreConnect opportunities in our nonprofit space. Can you come in and do an enablement with my whole team? In direct response to that, it's been really, really interesting. That post, I think, got 100,000 impressions, which is just shows you how much of an issue this could be for a lot of customers. I think Heroku handled that pretty badly in the way that it was communicated, but it's at the end of the day, I don't fault them for wanting to not sell enterprise Heroku anymore. I mean, that actually makes a lot of sense. Any enterprise customer is going to want to be able to twiddle and tweak every little aspect of their build, and Heroku gets in the way of that because it tries to extract the application layer. And I think that's just what they're running into. You know, their enterprise customers are going, but we need blah. Mm-hmm. And Heroku's like, well, we don't offer blah. Well, okay, so what do we do? Move that to Amazon? You know, and Heroku's basically
GCP
anyway, and
right.
Or GCP or whatever, right?
There have been a slew of announcements from Salesforce explaining what exactly that means. The end of sale, it doesn't mean that end of support. That means the product still runs and it'll be fine for years to come. So that it doesn't mean dump StoreConnect now, or don't consider that.
Yeah, Heroku is not the reason StoreConnect works, right? StoreConnect works because of what you went over earlier, which was we made architectural decisions to make sure Salesforce was 100% the source of truth of our data, and we depend on core objects. And those two decisions mean that the front end can actually run anywhere.